Today guys, I'm going to be showing you a guide on how to start playing one of the best RP servers, Grand Roleplay. First things first, you need to make an account. So you can click the link down below in the description, click on start playing, select which server you want to play on, register your account details, and then download the launcher or the Rage MP launcher. And then from there, you can load into the game, sign into your account, and get this thing going. Once you load in, you can make your character, change up a bunch of details, and don't worry too much about it because all of this can be changed later. Once you complete that, you'll be given a little welcome screen right here and you can select your graphic settings for the game. From there, you'll spawn inside of a hotel room as your character. You want to head towards the door and go into the lobby of the hotel, and we'll be starting up the beginner test. There's also another thing you want to do in the lobby. You want to go talk to the lady at the front desk here, and you want to reunite with your family. If you want to join my family on the first English server, you just want to search up the family name Street Runners, and you should be able to find it, or you can join any of the other families that pop up here, and you can go and chill with them. You can also spawn at the family house every time you load into the game, and drive some of the cars, and do fun events. From there, though, you want to head on outside and you want to go and talk to this lady over here and rent yourself a scooter. It's the very first thing you got to do in order to begin this beginner test. Once you got that scooter, a waypoint will be set for you on the mini-map and you just want to head over there. We're going to be going to electrical and you got to earn $100 from working there. It's really not that hard. And while you're driving your scooter, I'd recommend staying on the shoulder of the road because there's a lot of really fast cars in the city and, you know, you're on a pretty slow scooter, so you might end up getting into an accident. Once you arrive, you want to go over to this circle right over here and then click Get Employed. From there, you walk up to each of the arrows scattered around this entire electric plant and hold E. From doing that, after a couple seconds, you will gain a little bit of money. One tip to note here, electrical is paying a low wage right now. To check this, you click M and go to My Job. And then you'll see on the left-hand side a bunch of different jobs that say average, low, or high salaries. If the salary is high, you'll end up making a lot more money per electrical panel that you fix or per tree you chop, depending on which job you have. Either way, you just need to make $100 and then you're done with the first part of the quest. So now you want to hop back on your scooter, and if it has despawned for some reason because you took too long inside there, just go back to that circle and click Rent Transport. Now we're going to head on over to the post office to pick up your gift. Once you get there, you go and talk to this guy inside and then say you want to receive a package. It'll give it to you, and then you'll also get a notice where you get 2 times the amount of grand coins if you decide to purchase them in the next 13 hours or so. Now this can change depending on when the server restarts, and you'll also be given this offer to get a car, some pants, and a hoodie. I'm just saying, some of those items are actually really cool. I remember selling those pants for a whole lot of money back in the day, and I might actually have to get them again. If you do want to get any of these items, you got to click M, go to shop, and click add funds in the top left-hand corner. There's obviously a lot of other stuff you're able to purchase with grand coins as well, like containers, other cars, scooters, backpacks, licenses forever, tons and tons of stuff. And there's also stuff you could purchase with in-game currency like cash or grand coins. You can also earn grand coins from playing in the city whenever an update comes out. I'm not sure when this video has been posted, but an update is coming out on October 25th, the Halloween event, and it's going to be pretty sick. So make sure you're playing then, and if you're not, then definitely join the city and start playing. Anyways, let's go and head on over to the next point in our quest where we need to get our driver's license. This is very simple. You go over here, talk to this guy, and say you want to get a driving transport license. You'll then spawn inside of a little Mini Cooper, and all you got to do is go and drive around through a few checkpoints. And once you drive through all of them, you will come back to the DMV and you will get a driver's license. You'll also be spawned inside of this beautiful vehicle, which is yours until you decide to leave the city, also known as closing the game. And whenever you get into a car, you want to make sure you click F6 on your keyboard to fasten your seatbelt. Another thing, that driver's license will last you a total of 30 days. So after those 30 days go up, you want to come back to the DMV and do your test again. But now we're going to go to the next part of the quest where we need to water 5 beds on the farm. So we're going to head up to the farm. The waypoint is set on your mini-map, so all you got to do is drive. Once you arrive, you want to head on over to this circle, click on Get Employed, and then you'll be dressed up like this. You're going to want to head on over to these arrows right here, and you're going to fill up your watering can. Now, you only need to do this 5 times. From there, you walk over to the arrows all over the farm, and just stand there. It'll water the crops, do that 5 times, and you're good to go. Once you complete it, you'll get a notice saying that your inventory is getting used up and you need a backpack. So you could purchase a level 4 backpack or a level 3 backpack with grand coins, or you could find people selling them in the city. You can also earn them by ranking up in the battle pass and many other things, so I would recommend going and looking around first before you decide to purchase one with grand coins, because in my opinion, there's a lot of other cool stuff you can purchase. You can also see right here, I'm taking a look at my skills. Now, all of these can be leveled up to level 3. You can choose to either pay money to fully upgrade your skill, or you could do it in-game. It does take a little bit, but it's definitely worth it, depending on which job you do. Certain jobs, you'll end up getting a free level 3 fishing rod or level 3 pickaxe. Other ones, you'll be able to drive faster or drive slower if your skill drops down. Either way, it's really beneficial in the long run, and it'll allow you to get more stuff throughout the city whenever you're doing tasks at the farm, the lumberyard, electrical, pretty much anything. The next part on your quest, it'll say sell the remaining copper to the fence. Now, you don't actually have to sell anything, and you also don't have any copper at the moment. You can head over to the buyer of raw materials, and all you need to do actually is just go there and click E. And that's all you gotta do to complete the task. What I ended up doing was opening up some of these beginner cases that you get. Every single one of these quest points that you finish, you'll receive a beginner's case, where you can win some cool items, like level 2 fishing rods, level 2 pickaxes, and some clothing as well. So I ended up getting 2 level 2 fishing rods. So I went over to a place where I was able to fish, and caught a little bit of carp, caught some perch, and then went over to the buyer of raw materials from there. You might have noticed in the top right hand corner something popped up saying I completed a server quest. If you go and click M and then click on quests, you'll see that you can actually get a free chest from doing this. I'm at 4 out of 5 right now, and the more I complete, the more chests I'll get, and I can win some items as well. Now, you're not able to claim these chests until you reach level 3 in the city, which doesn't take too long. The best part is, all of these things end up stacking, so even if you complete 50 of all of those quests, you'll then be able to redeem 10 of those treasure chests and get some cool prizes. Anyways, let's head over to the buyer of raw materials. All you gotta do, like I said, is click E and you'll finish your beginner quest. You'll also be given this thing for free. It's called Roulette. Now, there's actual roulette at the casino, but this is another version of it, where you can win some cool clothing items, some money, or even cool cars. You can see the prizes by clicking the prize icon on the right side, and then you can pick which one you want to roll for. So, you roll for it, and hopefully you get something decent. Most of the time, you'll end up getting some clothing items, but if you're really lucky, you'll get a legendary prize, and to be honest, having that right when you start in the city is pretty damn great. I ended up getting this grand crew neck, which isn't the worst thing in the world considering my clothes obviously don't look too nice right now. And then from there, I went and talked to the buyer of raw materials again, and I sold off my perch and I sold off my carp. Now, you don't always want to sell off these items because they can be used whenever an event comes out. You can then exchange those items for currency for that event and win some pretty cool looking prizes. From here, I went to finish off the beginner tasks by going to a parking lot and spawning in a car. But I realized this parking lot was charging me $5 grand just to rent a parking space. So I went to a different lot and they only charged me $1,000, which you definitely want to do when you start the game because saving that money is going to come in handy. You probably also saw in the bottom left-hand corner, I received something called Prime. Now, this is something that you can use every single time you play in the city, and it's really useful. This one lasts for 10 days since it's at extras 10. Now I click use and I have Prime activated on my account. You can also purchase this with grand coins, and you're going to see here in a sec what Prime actually does. You can pause the video and read through it, or go in game and read through it yourself. Either way, it's really useful and it just makes your experience a little bit better. You'll also be able to choose one of these cars that you get for 1 week. Don't put anything in the trunks of these vehicles, because after 1 week, those will be gone and the car will be gone as well. I picked a nice looking Mercedes and I could spawn it in and take that for a spin. But since I'm still using this beautiful Lamborghini, I'm going to use that for the rest of this video. At this point, you finished the beginner quests, so now you can actually start doing stuff in the city. The very first thing I recommend doing is heading on over to the Arcadius Business Center, where the stock exchange is and the offices. You can complete some very simple office tasks and you can get a bunch of money from them every single day. You get 6 tasks, and if you complete them all, you get money. If you complete 1, you get money. So do as many as you feel like doing. We're going to run through a couple as well. And if you want to help your boy out, I also have an office that pays me a little bit of money if you complete contracts for my office. Just search up ID 14514 when you click state offices, and then you can complete contracts for my office. It'd be greatly appreciated. Now that you can see what tasks you have to do, I'd recommend taking your phone out and just taking a quick picture of this so you know exactly what you need to do. So we got to send a parcel, dig some ores, catch some fish, complete a battle pass task, obtain 5 pieces of wood, and start up a race. which honestly isn't that hard to do. So let's go bang some of those out. We get to the post office, we go and click we want to send a package, just type in any ID you want, click next, type hi or something nice, and then select send without items. And then you pay $500 and boom, you get an office task completed, and look how much money we earned in just a few seconds. If you go and talk to this guy again and say you want to receive some items, you'll get a free scooter. You'll also get this shirt that I won from the roulette thing because my inventory was full. And there's also another thing in there with $500 of bonus money, which you should definitely take because it's free money. I then went over to a 24/7 store. There's two things we're going to need to buy from this place. Number one is going to be a backpack, and number two is going to be a SIM card. These you just need to have. Now, a level 1 backpack isn't going to do too much for you because it's only level 1. A level 2 backpack will unlock 2 rows. If you get a level 3 or level 4 backpack, every single slot in your inventory will then be available, and whenever you die, you won't drop anything. If you have a level 1 or 2 backpack, you'll end up dropping something each time you die, which kinda sucks. So once you buy your backpack, you want to go and toss it on right there, and you can see we got a row unlocked. As I said earlier, you can just go and find level 3 backpacks and level 4 backpacks throughout the city because people are selling them all the time. When it comes to getting your phone number on your SIM card, just type in any random 7 numbers and hope that number's not already taken. Now you can click K, open up your phone, your number's right there, and now you can go and place ads in Life Invader to sell different items. You can go and message people or call people. And to be honest, this backpack is kinda ugly, and I don't want people to see it. So if you go and click M, go to Settings, and then go to Game Comfort, in the top right, you can turn off displaying the backpack, and it'll be invisible. Now you still have your backpack on, but no one can see how ugly it looks. I also remembered for our office task, we need to go and mine some ore. So we're going to buy a level 1 pickaxe from the shop as well. And now we can go over to the quarries and start mining and complete another office task and earn some more cash. I do also want to mention the battle pass. It is probably the best way in the game to make money. I actually completed the entire thing and made right around $60 million in total from completing each and every page. You'll start off with the free version, but you can upgrade to the premium version for 50 grand coins or the premium plus version for 200 grand coins. I'd recommend just the premium one because you'll still end up making right around $45 million if you complete the first 2 pages and claim all of the premium rewards. There's also a bunch of tasks that you got to do every day and weekly tasks that reset every single Thursday at 4 a.m. server time. So make sure you complete those weekly tasks before that time, or else you get a whole set of new weekly tasks, and if you were progressing in any of the other ones, they'll all be reset, sadly. Some tasks are easy as hell, and some are really hard to do and take a bit more time. One of my tasks was buy food from a food truck, so I went over to the hospital, found a food truck, and bought 2 bananas for just over $100. By doing that, I actually got 3 things. I completed one of my daily tasks. If you complete all 3, you get a monetary prize. I completed a battle pass task, which progresses me to the next level, and my office task, so I made $10,000 from that, which is pretty great. Another battle pass task I had to do was become a taxi driver. So I went over here and tried to become one, but I had to be level 2 in order to do this. Now it's actually not that hard to get to level 2 or even just level up in the city. If you want to check which jobs you're able to do, you just go and click M, go to my job, and then click on any job. Cab driver, it says you got to be the 2nd level. If you want to be a trucker, you got to be level 5. Same with a firefighter. I believe you got to be level 3. And all you got to do in order to do this is just be in the city. So if you go to statistics, you can see my account number and my level, 0 out of 4. Now every time the hour restarts, you'll end up getting some XP, which you can see restarts in 16 minutes. So when that happens, I will receive 1 grand coin, $500 for an unemployment bonus, unless, of course, I have a job, and then you'll also receive some XP. I also have another task that says I need to create 100 items in the crafting menu. To do this, I click I, open my inventory, click on crafting items, and then I go to other or weapons. Now I want to create some ammo for assault rifles because I got 100 bullets, which actually counts toward that, and I'll complete my weekly task in just a few seconds. But I need metal in order to do this, and metal is actually a little bit expensive. Just to buy 1 piece, it's roughly around $8,000, but you can find it throughout the city. Whenever the time hits 15 past whatever hour, all you need to do is go and get a map from a store or a resource scanner and charge it up with a battery and go and look for certain items. The map with fossils is right here. You can purchase it at any 24/7 store, and once you do that, open it up, and then you'll see a bunch of different items scattered around everywhere. Like I said, every 15 minutes past whenever an hour starts, you'll be able to find new items that spawn everywhere, and then hopefully you can get some of that stuff and either sell it off or use it to your advantage for any task you're trying to complete. If you do want to sell those items or even buy them, you can head over to Beach Market. There's an NPC standing where the logo is on the minimap right near me. You can go up to him, click I want to rent a shop, rent one for 1, 2, or 3 hours, and start listing items for however much you want to. If you want to buy them, you just walk up to each of these shops and click E. I did end up finding 2 shops selling metal, but they were selling a stack of 2 for $16,000. And obviously, we don't have money for that right now. So we're going to have to save that for a bit later until we either get some cash or find some metal scattered around the city. I decided to move on from that for now, went over here and started fishing to complete another office task. You just go up to the spot, click E, and just like all these other people, catch some fish. After catching a decent amount, the hour restarted. You can see I got my 500 bucks, I got a grand point, but that's not all. Of course, I gained the XP, which I mentioned earlier, and I also gained some shards and battle pass XP. Every single hour, you'll gain shards to open some free containers, and you'll gain battle pass XP every hour so you can level up in the battle pass. Now, currently with this battle pass, I actually didn't get it yet because I joined 4 minutes into the hour, so I'll get it 4 minutes from now, I guess. Anyways, I finished up with the office task. I caught my 50 fish and then realized I got a lot of money on me. So I went over to one of the banks in the city and deposited that in my bank account because you can actually get robbed for up to $50,000 if you have that in cash. So you definitely want to secure that money and put it inside your bank account by replenishing your balance at the bank. One tip I can give, when people rob you, they don't have that much patience. So you want to click G, type in hands, and then you want to put your hands up in the air just like this. That will enable them to rob you, but they can only rob you if you are in a danger zone, which will show in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, or if you're not located in the city. They also do need to have 3 people with them, and they all have to be pointing guns at you. Now, if you decide to run away or don't follow their demands, you'll get in trouble from the admins and get sent to admin jail, which you don't want to happen. And don't forget to record it yourself as well, so you have POV, so you can appeal anything that happens, just in case, or if you wanted to report someone, you have proof of what they did. You can use something like GeForce Experience and record everything that's happening and just save anything that happened in the last 5 minutes up to the last 20 minutes. Trust me, you want to have that on, especially if you decide to join a gang or a legal organization. I then noticed in the top right hand corner it said its wild treasure trove had appeared. And if you go on your phone and click treasure, a picture will be shown right here saying there's treasure there. So if you go and find that treasure, you'll then be able to collect it and get a container containing desert scarves and money. Most of the time you'll get money, but I mean, you know, it's free money or the chance at winning a really cool mask. Those crates can also sell for some cash, so if you decide to stock up on them, you could sell them to other people in the city and make a whole lot of cash. As you can see, it's now 15 minutes past, which means I can open up that map that I have and try to find some items scattered through the city. To make things easier, I'd recommend dragging that map into your quick access slots. So when you're driving around looking for different items, all you gotta do is click whichever number is assigned to the map, and you can just open it up and close it much easier than going into your inventory every time and opening it up. It also shows on the map a little blip of where you are. You can see I'm pretty close to some strawberries, so I decided to go after those. Sadly, it looked like the strawberries I found were actually a bit bugged out, so I couldn't pick them up. I went to a different location and couldn't find them, which means that somebody else probably already picked them up. Now, all of these items you can find, you could sell to people in the city, or you might need them for a battle pass task. They aren't super hard to find now, especially since you have that map that shows where you are. From there, I decided to go to a quarry to complete another office task. They look like this on your map. Now, all you gotta do is walk up to the rocks and hold E and start mining. And then you'll start getting copper, rubies, emeralds, and diamonds. Now, with a level 1 pickaxe, you're only able to get copper and emeralds. If you get a level 2 pickaxe, you can get rubies and possibly diamonds, and level 3, you can get everything and have a chance to actually get multiple items every single time, which comes in handy for completing battle pass tasks. Now, you can actually get a level 3 pickaxe just from doing this a lot, but if you don't want to do that, you can go and buy one from somebody in the city or post an ad saying, I'm looking to buy a level 3 pickaxe or level 3 fishing rod. If you want to level up and get it, it will take a bit of time, but you could save a little bit of cash money and also earn a bunch of items that you could sell off as well. So I completed my office task, got another 10,000 bucks, got some copper in my inventory, which I'm going to save for an upcoming event. I then decided to join the Street Racers Club. Now you could join a drifting one or a bikers one as well, and this pretty much allows you to do some cool things like race around, private club chat if you click T and click on club, and it allows you to do some tasks to gain XP, and you can gain some pretty cool prizes from doing that as well. I then saw that I had a weekly task for my battle pass saying I needed to get 150 barrels of oil from an oil well. So I head on over to an oil well and started doing this. When I first joined, I was so confused on what to do, but you pretty much just hold your mouse on each and every single one of those little icons, and once you do all four, you will get a barrel of gasoline. Just do that 150 times and I'm good to go. Now, if you spend 4 hours in the city, it'll increase by 20%, which means you'll be able to finish it a bit quicker. And once you reach level 3, it'll go even faster, which will just save you some time and give you more opportunity to make some cash. It took me roughly 40 minutes to complete all of this, but I didn't really mind because I ended up getting 8,500 XP from it, which is pretty much one entire level in the battle pass. And for my first level, I ended up getting some wood. You can see my next level is a mystery car if I decide to get the premium battle pass, and I can get a car worth up to $1 million. There's also different levels of mystery car containers that you can open from the battle pass that can give you cars that are worth up to $40 million. You could sell those to the state for 10% of the value and take that cash for yourself, or you can keep them, upgrade them, and flex on everybody else. Now, those 150 barrels of oil you could sell off to people in the city or to that guy that we were selling fish to earlier. He was only offering me $3,700 for it, and I knew I could make more money from it by selling it to people in the city or doing one other thing, known as crafting premium fuel. If you have 100 barrels of oil, you go into the crafting menu and craft one can. Now, that can you can bring to any gas station in the entire state of San Andreas and sell it off for $7,000. So I pretty much just doubled my money, just like that. Now, if I were to sell those barrels of oil to somebody else, if anyone was looking for it, I'd probably get even more money. 150 barrels of oil could end up going for right around $15,000. It also does depend on which server you're in, because the economy is different in every single one of them. In some servers, a level 3 pickaxe is barely worth 100k, but in EN3, which I'm recording this video on, it's worth $400,000. So it's kind of crazy sometimes, so make sure you do your research before you look at buying and selling anything, just so you get the best deal possible. Obviously, one of the main things about RP servers is the RP themselves, so you can join organizations like I mentioned before, LSPD, or any of the gangs in the city. You can join Life Invader, SAHP, the military, EMS, all kinds of cool stuff. But it will require you to know a few things, go through some training, and you also have to be a certain level. I believe to join LSPD, you have to be level 10. And to join a gang, I think you either have to be level 5 or level 8. And like I said, to level up, all you gotta do is be in the city and be playing. You gain XP every time the hour restarts. So if you really wanted to, you can just be chilling, standing somewhere, and then you look on your phone, you're like, oh crap, 5 more minutes, and then it's 1 p.m., head back into the game, gain your XP, and go and do some other stuff. It's pretty much that simple. I also went to the car dealership to purchase myself a Bodhi, which is probably the best vehicle you can buy when you first start the game because it has a ton of storage in it, and it's only 27 grand. Once you purchase it, go and spawn it in at a parking lot, and then open the trunk, and then you could start to toss all of your items in the back of there. Don't worry, when you fly out of the city or close the game, you won't lose any of the items, you're just storing them in your trunk. Plus, if somebody robs you and you have a gun on you or something like that, they can just steal your gun. Or if you get arrested, you definitely don't want to get caught with a gun on you unless you have a gun license. But of course, you got to make sure that gun is a legal gun. There's obviously so much more to learn about this city because there is tons of different stuff you could do. And if you guys want me to make a video on some of the other stuff you could do throughout the city, let me know down below. But I've also made a lot of other videos on Grand RP that'll help you make money and tips and tricks of things to do and things you probably shouldn't do, so make sure you check those out. And don't forget, there's tons of other people in the city. Just in this server alone, there's almost 1,000 people. So you can go and talk to them, meet new friends, and gain information from what they say, because a lot of people have been playing for a fairly long time. I forgot to mention this scooter. If you put it into one of your quick slots and you get stranded somewhere, you can just take that thing out and drive to wherever you need to go at 100 kilometers per hour instead of running all the way back to the city if you're stranded on the side of a mountain or something like that. Trust me, it comes in handy. Anyways, I guess that's going to wrap things up. I know this video was super long, but there's so much more I do want to say about the city and things you could do to make money and have fun, but I don't want to put that all into one video. I made many videos about it before, like I mentioned, so be sure to check those out, and I hope to see you guys in the city soon. Like I said, I play on the first English server, so if you see me in the city, don't hesitate to say hey, but with that said, I will catch you guys in the next one.